Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to the Bachelor latest news. The Bachelor 28's Kelsey Anderson recently traveled to the Bahamas, and the photos she posted raised some eyebrows. Kelsey was accused of unethical tourism and received some backlash after she posted the photos. 26-year-old Kelsey made her television debut as one of the 32 women competing for 28-year-old tennis pro Joey Graziadei. Kelsey won his final rose, and the two have been engaged ever since. Since getting engaged on The Bachelor season 28, Joey and Kelsey have done quite a bit of traveling, which is a love they share. Kelsey recently traveled to the Bahamas with friends. After posting what she thought were innocent photos, some of her social media followers accused her of being an unethical tourist. Read on to learn more about Kelsey's trip and the accusations. After leaving The Bachelor season 29 as an engaged couple, Joey and Kelsey spent time traveling together. They went to Europe, followed soon by a trip to St. Martin. In June 2024, Kelsey posted photos from the couple's lavish island vacation, including photos of the pair on a luxurious boat. Since then, Joey and Kelsey have settled into their lives together and focused on work, but they still share a love of traveling. Kelsey recently went on a vacation to the Bahamas, and she posted the photos on Instagram. Her caption reads, "This little piggy went to the Bahamas." In several of her photographs, she's holding an adorable pig. Joey isn't in any of the photographs Kelsey shared, so it's unclear if he was there in the Bahamas with her. Joey and Kelsey often do things separately, which is probably good for their relationship. Though many of the comments to Kelsey's post were positive, some accused the Bachelor season 28 star of being a less than desirable tourist. "I'm a fan of Kelsey," read one comment, "but I'm not a fan of unethical tourism." Another person added, "or animal exploitation." Another person chimed in that animals can't speak up for themselves. Kelsey didn't respond to any of the comments. It remains to be seen where Joey and Kelsey's love of traveling takes them next. In an alternate universe, there's a chance The Bachelor's Carolina Sofia might have been named the next lead of The Bachelorette. The Bachelor season 29 featured Carolina and 24 other women as they vied for Grant Ellis' heart. Unfortunately, Grant sent her home during week 5, leaving Juliana Pasquarosa, Licia Gare, Zoe McGrady, and Dina Lupancu as the final four, with Juliana getting engaged to Grant after he really struggled to make a decision during the finale. Carolina was in the spotlight this season because her behavior and inability to take responsibility led to her being the season's villain. Carolina appeared on the Dear Shandy podcast and divulged all sorts of information about her time on The Bachelor. At one point, she was asked about whether she was under the impression she could be chosen as the Bachelorette star next season. While she was very careful with her words, Carolina admitted, "It seemed like a possibility." She went on to claim there were some things about that process she couldn't divulge. After news broke that The Bachelorette would be going on hiatus this year, she didn't find out ahead of time, and the announcement came as a complete surprise. It's interesting that Carolina straight up said she couldn't say certain things about the Bachelorette casting process, which seems to indicate that she was likely very much under consideration by producers. If that is the case, then it's confusing that the casting executives didn't tell her that The Bachelorette was being put on a hiatus for 2025. While some Bachelor franchise alums have been floated as being considered, it's possible all of them found out at the same time that fans did. Since Carolina was considered a villain during The Bachelor season 29, it's fascinating that she felt like she could be the next Bachelorette. Whether the producers told her she was being put under consideration, or she just assumed she was a strong contender is not known. However, whenever The Bachelorette does return, It'll be interesting to see if producers cast from The Bachelor season 29 or decide to skip over it entirely. The Bachelor season 29's winning couple Grant Ellis and Juliana Pasquarosa may have been the right fit all along, and they're announcing their next steps after the show with a major career update that changes the game for both of them. After the fallout of The Bachelor season 29's finale, Grant took some major heat from Bachelor Nation despite knowing that Juliana was the right choice for him over Licia Gare. Grant and Juliana's relationship has been scrutinized thoroughly, as has Juliana's behavior after the show's finale because of some of the difficult interactions she's had with fellow cast members. In a new post from Rumble Boxing Fort Lauderdale, where former Bachelor contestant Allie Jo Hinks teaches, it was revealed that Grant and Juliana would be the special guests in the studio. This Thursday at 10:30 a.m., get ready for our reality TV Rumble. Grant and Juliana, yes, that Grant and Juliana, are stepping into the studio. The studio shared, along with a photo of Grant and Juliana with Allie Jo. While Grant and Juliana have both been open about not wanting to become online figures, their first move feels like they're on the fast track to becoming influencers. As Grant and Juliana have been moving through their lives after The Bachelor season 29, it's been clear that the couple have been weighing their options on what to do next. After announcing that they were moving to Boston, Massachusetts together despite the lingering allure of Los Angeles in their sights, the couple have posted a bit of content about settling in with each other and settling down after the hum of Bachelor Nation has subsided. Though Grant has been getting some flack for the way he approached the final moments of his season, his reception has been generally warm. Although Grant has been given somewhat of a pass about his behavior, as he was shown to be following his heart, Juliana has been receiving a lot of scrutiny for the way she's approached her post-Bachelor life. Juliana's behavior has been difficult to watch in a lot of moments, as she's been struggling to find grace for the other women she was on The Bachelor with, despite finding her person in Grant. Juliana's called out others for looking into becoming influencers, which appears a bit more hypocritical than usual now that she's attending a quasi-influencer event with Bachelor alumni. After Juliana called out her fellow Bachelor alumni about becoming influencers, it's clear that she doesn't find it an issue to take that path with Grant after the show's finale. Though Juliana never said she wouldn't take opportunities in the future, it was clear that her intention was to return to her normal life with Grant in tow. And while it's possible she'll still do so, taking an influencer opportunity so quickly after tearing them down could be a bad look for the Bachelor couple. Grant and Juliana may have to explain their decision-making process in the future. Juliana Pasquarosa may have won Grant Ellis' heart on The Bachelor, but she isn't winning the post-show public relations war, so she's searching for guidance to help her grow. Grant chose Juliana to be his wife during The Bachelor season 29 season finale, choosing her from a pool of 25 women who were vying for a chance to be with him. Proposing to Juliana came with some controversy, as fans were divided on whether Grant should have chosen runner-up Licia Gare and whether Grant led Licia on before blindsiding her by choosing Juliana at the very end. The Bachelor's Juliana Pasquarosa shared some insight into her emotional well-being as she tries to improve. Juliana shared some insight into her emotional well-being by sharing a post on her Instagram stories from the account @King of Solomon. The post was entitled, "A Prayer to Start Your Week," and contained a prayer that asked God to guide my heart to the places that we talk about this week. The post also talked about the desire to be a better person, saying, "Each day I'm just trying to grow and become better. I don't always get it right, but I'm trying. I'm not perfect, but I am redeemed." Grant reshared the post after Juliana did, tagging her in it. Since winning The Bachelor season 29, Other contestants have come out of the woodwork to support Licia, making Juliana feel like she hasn't been supported. As a result, Juliana has been defensive on social media and in interviews, and she's getting a mean girl reputation from fans. Sharing this post is a way for Juliana to show that she's self-aware and is reflecting on some of the things she's learned since becoming engaged to Grant. Juliana and Grant are moving full steam ahead in their relationship at a speed that makes some think they'll walk down the aisle faster than their mature counterparts, Chalk Chapel and Joan Vassos, from the Golden Bachelorette. Juliana's life changed overnight, so if she hasn't handled every single aspect with grace, it's clear from her Instagram update that she wants to do better. The prayer even mentioned that she's trying, even if she hasn't always gotten it right. Juliana's Instagram story indicates that both she and Grant are putting their faith in a higher power. To weather the storm of criticism they've both faced, they need to rely on their religion to help them handle it with maturity and dignity. The post implies that Juliana is looking inward and making changes based on her assessment of herself. Even if the Bachelor winner hasn't been perfect, Juliana's update lets us know that she is grateful for where she is in life, and she can learn from her mistakes to become a better person every day. It may have taken the Bachelor star Grant Ellis longer than most to choose between his final 2 women on proposal day, but in the wise words of the Supremes, you can't hurry love. Though the Bachelor producers certainly tried. After agonizing over his decision up until it was time to leave for the proposal platform, Grant proposed to Juliana Pasquarosa, a 28-year-old client services associate from Boston, in the season 29 finale. Of course, first he had to break up with the other woman he said, "I love you too." Licia Gare, a 31-year-old venture capitalist from Utah. During the live after the final Rose reunion, a blindsided Licia revealed that Grant told she was the one for weeks, all the way up until the night before he proposed to Juliana. "I remember saying goodbye to him and saying, 'Oh my gosh, we're getting engaged tomorrow.' And he said, 'I know, I can't wait. I love you, I love you, I love you,'" Licia told the stunned crowd. During a joint interview with her fiancé, Juliana told Entertainment Weekly that she and Grant talked extensively about his relationship with Licia before she watched the season back. "Nothing I saw was a surprise," she explained. "I felt really prepared." The couple, who are planning to move to Boston together, also talked with EW about the time crunch on proposal day, the parts of their relationship viewers didn't get to see, and whether or not Juliana spilled the beans about their engagement on her TikTok. There's a whole structure that goes behind this giant machine, and at the end of the day, it is a show with production, and there's a time clock. You've got to make that decision, and it has to be in a certain amount of time. That's something that adds to the drama of it all. I don't know how good that is for the lead, but that's the way it is. Laughs. You don't know what you don't know in the moment, so I was really just kind of waiting until it was my time. I truly felt that the waiting was a good sign because I was like, oh, that means I'm going to go second. But then there were moments where I was nervous because I did feel like I had gotten ready so early in the day and I didn't know what was happening. So I just kind of was living in my own world trying to stay focused on the positives. GP. I mean, he told me everything. Nothing that I saw was a surprise. Nothing shocked me. I felt really prepared about the fact that he had a relationship and a connection with somebody else on there, and a couple other ladies. It made it easier to watch back because I knew even seeing the relationship that you had with Licia, it is just a different relationship than we have. And that's okay. You had to make the best decision for yourself. But nothing shook me or made. This gossip is over. If you like the video, Then give your opinion in the comment box and stay with us by subscribing the channel. Thank you.